Okay, so look, I told you anytime that they try to stop a video is up to support disinformation. And unfortunately, disinformation with me is taking place covertly. So it's not like this has reached the public and the population is being faced with it in a way that you can't leave a part out. Okay, it's when it's taking place covertly, they act like this is all they have access to, and that's what they know. Okay, so they try to separate the pieces so that they can control the opinion, the perception that they form. So I had to go out of my way to connect the rest of this content. Bus driver call the bus that I was last on, even though I know that's not where it took place. I'm being motherfucking stalked with magic. This shit is happening with magic. I don't lose nothing. It doesn't look like the guy that was sitting in here is sitting in here anymore. Hello. Hold on, this is not gonna work. It doesn't look like the guy that was sitting in here is sitting in here anymore. Okay, so this is where I was sitting. It's obvious. Hello. Before I left here, they told me that they wanted me to go into another store because they were trying to disassociate themselves. So now they have footage of me coming here, showing up, and not going to Spencer's at all. I'm about to try to find a security room. And on a day like today, where there wouldn't normally be many folks, they're acting like I'm running into people that I haven't seen. So you see all kind of odd shit happen. Like they walk by, they try to get facial recognition. They let you know that they know who you are. All kind of shit. Especially these little weird ass black boys. Some of the white ones too, but not like the black kids. These young black kids with the odd hairdos. It's like their for social settings, it's their favorite terrorist outfit. Excuse me, which way is the security office? Okay, so you're gonna go like this right here. Okay, you're gonna go thank you. Now look at this. What is security doing? Chopping it up, looks like. I ain't going to them. I'm going to the office. So, mind you, lately they've been doing things to try the situation with California. When I called, he said he was on the phone with a female who had her vehicle stolen. And well, you can imagine how it goes together. I'm talking about they got folks that are lying, act like they bought this down. Whatever I went to Spencer's for, all kind of stuff. So they were both, the girl, female eyed me from a distance. The guy just looked back to see if I was coming back. Inside something. Okay, let me see if I can find this Acme video. I'm at Acme, and the government stole my entire wallet. It's Sunday, the 17th of January, and as you know, I'm still sorting out some of the stuff that they messed up at the beginning of the month. So, they stole my wallet while I was in some mall. They got mad about me making a video about Spencer's. I'm going to try and have somebody call and see if anyone turned it in. But you know me, I don't lose nothing. I came here, I got a buggy of stuff that I can't even get. And I've checked places it ain't got no business being anyhow. First will be able to help you. Okay. Wi-Fi, right? Yes, hi. Has anyone turned in a gold wallet? Yes, it was. I'm sorry. Is there any way that I can have someone check where I was? I just left there about, 40 minutes ago. I was sitting in a chair near the eyeglass, right by Macy's. No, the problem is that I don't have phone service. I'm actually calling you from Acme. Right now I'm using their phone, and I'm on the bus. I don't have transportation, so I just kind of needed to know, is there any way you could... Okay, and they kept ending this video, like, I had to start recording it more than once, and that's probably the last thing that I got of it before, yeah, because that's like home now. From the chair. No, in the store. It was in the chair, a sitting area that's outside of me. At the entrance near me. Yeah. Correct. police. And the officer showed up. Oh, this is me leaving. See how that shit works now? So sit here until they get here. They got me planted in a motherfucking mall for about 8 no motherfucking long. And the buses were on funny today. It's Sunday. Okay, wait. That's not what I wanted to do. So anyhow, I wanted you to see how they just did that. There's times where they crop just a word, like one single word out of the video, and it makes the sentence arrangement not make sense. So when I said something about them fucking my day up, they took one word out of that and then it just seemed a little odd. That's what happened. But in the original video, that did not happen. That only happened during this. As usual. Shut the bitch. She always talking about I'm sabotaging somebody's reputation. The truth is not sabotage. If you motherfuckers acting a fool when I show up in a store, and you, how the fuck are you mad? Act like you got some motherfucking sense. Rewire no motherfucking brains, ho. You could be a motherfucking demon everywhere you go. What the fuck is eugenics for? Okay, so I want you to know something right now. What I'm saying is not loud enough. There's times where they amplify my voice and there's times where they dampen it. So when I'm being loud, they don't want you to realize that I'm being loud enough for others to hear. And then there's times when I'm not being loud. It just appears that I'm being loud. I'm obviously upset and having an somewhat elevated conversation in that video. But it is not like a disturbance. It's not drawing attention in any way, shape, or form. Like as I pass by, as you see, no heads are turning because it's just not that type of thing. It's not anything like what it sounds. Look, some of the stores are already starting to close. Like I said, I'm on the bus. I mean, who the fuck does this? You got odd-ass kids walking by, looking at you all crazy, pulling magic tricks. That's the government. And they telling you they using them identities and they using those kids. Why they do it? You see how that shit works now? Terrorists. Okay, so did any of you wonder why he was running my social and driver's license, and I was reporting something lost and stolen? Are any of you wondering why? Because he was on that bullshit until I began to speak. Request it, and they've sent me free inactive cards. Like when I show up at Goodwill, the purchase always fine. And you saw those videos, so and you saw that by now. Because I do not contradict myself. The only thing to me is this is lack of detail, and I got a lot of content, so you just need to be thorough as fuck. Don't say nothing to me. Be thorough. Because I never put myself in a position to be wrong. Oh, man. So anyhow, I'm checking Lance Crafters while he checks Macy's, and he said he's going to check. Okay, so check this out. When he showed up, he said, they told him that I was going to tell him some of that shit, that it was stolen with magic, or if I told him the truth, that he wouldn't believe me, and he would encourage me to tell him the truth, and then I reveal magic, and, he'd be on some mental health bullshit. So that's what happened, all right? Clears as well, and just to see if anyone found it, and they kept stopping the video, so I don't have everything, but he didn't give me any problem. He was just saying, like, people are dicks, and he was like, they don't got security, so that's great, Not security, surveillance, because we were, like, looking around the area, like, how in the hell would you see anything? How would you know? There's nothing to reference. Okay, so I want you to understand how that just satisfied 2 suggestions, okay? They blocked wallet and entered debit card. So I said debit card instead of wallet. And recall, they had just stole my KeyBank debit card from KeyBank. That's how they disassociated KeyBank with the attack that was made. Okay, and the Hollywood private entity of that type of mockery would be Bruce Almighty. By suggesting that it happened somewhere else and not there. No, I was right out there in that sitting area, and it came up missing. I'm talking to the officer right now. They're just kind of taking places. Yeah. I already checked with them. You know what's right there? No. And you think like this. If anything, I could have knocked on the door. The doors are actually locked. Yeah, I saw that just now. We'll be sitting on the desk. The one near insurance place on the right-hand side. Yeah. That's okay. Thank you, lady. Right now, the agents are discussing how I have to catch 8 people off guard in order for them not to show up in the identities. For a long time now, they've been consistent with trying to get me not to catch the switch, what takes place when they show up. So they kind of like to be there and waiting. except for any fucking thing that I touched. Okay, so look, when Brandon showed up, the way he looked at me, I saw him. Okay, I see. And you see we ended up actually getting along. You'll see that in a little bit here. Yeah, I still have my bus pass. See, there's only one. Oh, they did that shit. My that is going. I can't stop and pause the. I at the little bookstore because I caught him rolling his eyes like, I can tell they're talking to him. So he knew what was going on before the officer asked him. And he was like, I didn't know the officer asked him though until I asked him. So I doubled back and I was like I said, because I caught him rolling his eyes, like, who's supposed to care? And it's so crazy to see things conveying expressions they can't convey. That's really the shit that be blowing me. Like when I come across these folks with these attitudes and these expressions and this demeanor and all kind of stuff. When I come across this shit, that's what blows me. Like folks that would, like demons are so motherfucking disrespectful. Like things that would otherwise be a blank expression. Like and I know, bitch. They said the bus is going to leave. I started to ask the officer for a ride to the top of the hill, but they've been docking lately, right here. So, I'm going to try to catch it. And it did. She said that already. She said he's going to leave her. I at the little bookstore because Okay, so look, I want you to understand that there's a number of attacks that take place. There's a reason why I didn't attempt to run and catch that bus. The number one was, like I said, they've been docking, in that area just as of late, recently when they switched to that contingency schedule. So I actually thought I'd have some time. And two, like, I felt the effects of what was being done. So they were both shortening my breath and weighing me down. I talked about this a lot in 2018, and they made most of that information disappear. Okay, so anyhow, I turn around like fuck, and I'm like, well, this officer will pull off in a little bit. And, sure enough, he did, and he's up the hill, and I'm like, I kind of try to wave him down from near the Chase Bank. And, he was like, kind of telling me to stay where I was. Or, no, he was like, hold on, he'll pull up. So when he pulled up, when I asked him, I said, can I get a ride, like, the bus, I missed it. It ended up leaving me. And he was like, sure, get in, hurry up, get in. And so we take off and we have this quick, brief conversation, and he was kind of telling me about his upbringing and, how it upsets him when people call him a racist. And, I'm always in two conversations at once. I'm always in the present conversation, and I'm always in the conversation with the government also. You know, that internal dialogue is always taking place. So I was telling them, I was like, I don't give a fuck who he don't like. You know, as long as he don't mistreat me, because y'all know who I am. I was like, I don't like people at all. Okay, I don't like nothing y'all made. And that's just the bottom line. And I was like, so if he didn't like no black folks in the world, it wouldn't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? As long as he don't treat me like he treat them. If black folks didn't like no white folks in the world, it wouldn't matter. As long as they don't treat me how they treat them. As long as when you motherfucking demons show up, you don't treat me like you treat the others. Because y'all know who the fuck I am. Is all I was saying. So he was talking about the racist, you know, like he hates when people call him that. And, you know, his upbringing. And, you know, like the country boys versus, you know, his household and stuff like that. He didn't get too much into it because he ended up kind of cutting up in front of the bus a little ways ahead. You know, it had made it up the road some, but about a quarter mile. But when he got in here, you know, we didn't have time. So he was cool. He gave me a $20 bill. He was like, hey, you know, just something to help out, you know. And I was like, thanks, I really appreciate it. I could use it, you know. And I took it and I got out the car, and or he let me out, and I hurry up and I got on the bus. I told him bye, you know, take care. And that was it. So this is afterwards, you know, I can't go. I catch the bus, I get to the transit, and I catch like the 7 o'clock lineup or something. Nope, it was the 5 o'clock lineup that day, and I got off at about 5:13. And this is on Grant Street, literally just 2-3 minutes from where I stay on Upland Avenue. Okay, so what happened? What did I do different? Today I used my EBD. Okay, so that didn't turn out well. I was saying EBT, and when I say EBD, I was like, well, that just when I stopped. But anyhow, I was saying that I used my EBT card there. I showed there, and that's something that I don't normally do. Easy Mart, you know, I like Lightweight Boycott that place. And he's affiliated with the bitch next door in 311, you know, and they got this whole thing going on about when you how gang stalking has played out with those two. You'll see how they were both. Okay, so originally I said that I was going to show you some of the stuff that like happened leading up to this, you know, the failed attempts at the mall and stuff like that. And I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to end up putting all these videos in the archive, Divine Disclosure. So whenever I do get a chance to like get my laptop up to what it's able to do, you know, and possibly install some type of software, I can compose all this content and make another Divine Disclosure type ordeal, because it's just, you know, bits and pieces of my day, and I have to elaborate on that like you've seen me do in the past. So this is the end of this. Oh wait, no, it's not. Okay, so they just put the memory back. So okay, today's the 6th, like I said. Yesterday was the 5th. I haven't left my apartment in 2 days. Today and yesterday, they pulled a whole bunch of shit while I was out on the 4th, okay? My food stamp card was supposed to reload on the 4th. It did not. And, you know, that's an issue that I just recently resolved, okay? So it's newly resolved. One of the political attacks that's newly resolved. It didn't reload. So while I'm out and about, you know, I make sure I eat before I leave home, but I get hungry and I, you know, try to pick up a snack or something. So I wanted this sub and it got declined. So I had that gift card, that Goodwill gift card, and I go to Goodwill near Jackson, in Jackson Township, near Jackson Township Police Department. There's a CVS right there on that corner. There's a Marathon on that corner there is, or that intersection, there's a McDonald's, there's a BP, all at that intersection, on Wells and Fulton. So I go to, and they declined the damn card again, you know. So it's like a wasted trip. I've been out of bus passes for a long time, so any bus pass that I use is one that's come out of my pocket. Um, all of my contingency plans have expired. You know, like I said, originally this was supposed to be out, and so they fucked everything up on the 4th of February 2021, and they made a complete mockery of it. And you know, I'm not going to do that in this video because I actually just plan on displaying that in another video. But you know, it just so happens to have been around February timeframe last year that I went to Jackson Township. So you'll see a video I'm going to show you. This is not it. Now 5:17. I've been on here since 5 o'clock. Oh, there it goes. Now here the bitch comes speeding. They do shit like that. They wait till I start telling on their asses to show the fuck up. Dumbass motherfuckers. And they attacking my throat. Dumb bitches. Time is now 5:17. Okay, so that's not it either. What I was trying to do is show you how I conveyed it then, because like I said, sometimes when I try to reiterate things, I end up using more words and, you know, drawing out the explanation when I hit on exactly what I meant and how I meant it. So what I was saying is, you know, oftentimes when I go somewhere that I haven't been in a long time, they will show a old experience. They'll take me off of the map. So that means that there won't be anything associated with me being in that area, and they'll play that old experience the next day to suggest that nothing happened while I was there. So it just so happens, like I said, all this stuff, like it took place on the 4th. So when I looked at the 4th, 5th, and 6th of 2020, like all these things, you know, like I said, it's just those few places right there in that intersection. So I hit those. It's a little plaza area too, but you know, I'm not in a position to spend money. So yeah, they literally fuck up everything associated with me being there, and it's all about mistreatment, and they're doing it because they have a way to cover it up. They're doing it because they have something old, some old experience to suggest that it never happened. So, where did I go that I had the problem? I went to, like I said, I got my stuff declined, but it wasn't anything to do with the cashiers at Marathon. And then I went to Goodwill. It had nothing to do. They just, you know, when they do something with a transaction, they kind of leave the teller out of the equation. And then I went to McDonald's. That's where they bothered me the most, like right after all those other attacks had taken place, all the declines. And when I went to CVS, I was able to wait inside their door area for the bus to come, but the bus was late. And that's what you saw me going off about the bus being late. Because these are agents driving, you know, they do shit like that. They stall on purpose, and they want to see how much I'm going to take. And they want to see if I'm going to walk away and give up. You know, it's all about inconvenience and mistreatment. So anyhow, they ended up finding, so I get a call on the 3rd, the 2nd or the 3rd. It may have been, had to have been the 3rd. Let's see. It was the 3rd. I get a call from Officer Pez. It was something like Pez, not Pay. Car number 13. Telling me that he had my wallet. when I went, I wasn't going to go at all because I know there was a reason they were trying to draw me into the Akron Police Department. They needed that for something. They needed that footage for something. So, and you know, one of the curses they were applying was that I'm fucking up all their Valentine's Day. Why can't I find that video? Hold on. Okay, so no, there's no video of it. This is something that I was just expressing, something that I was saying to the government during that time. So anyhow, yeah, they were talking about how I was messing up their Valentine's Day, and you know, the same curse was applied for Christmas, and you know, something transpired from it. And they watched me sit in jail for motherfucking 16 days and attacked me the entire fucking time. They wouldn't let me sleep. So, anyhow, APD calls. I know there's some reason they're trying to get me to go there. And I'm like, initially, when I was writing in my journal about it, I was like, I'm not going to go at all. You know, like, I'm just going to wait a couple of weeks and then show up. But then when I looked at all the other tasks and, you know, how I had to move in order to get these things done, I was like, I guess I'll have to go tomorrow. And it had more to do with the day that I planned on going, what day it fell on. So I ended up going on the 4th before going to Canton and getting it. And it had everything that I had in it was still there. Like, I don't know. I haven't been able to check those gift cards, but I have no reason to suspect that they were used because nothing else was. You know, like everything else was still in the same condition. I told you that there is an agent or an agency that does stuff like that. Sometimes they take stuff, but they always end up putting it back. Like they stole my blue glasses and they put them back. But these other motherfuckers, when they steal stuff, like they're so savage. They steal it and they sacrifice it, and they sacrifice it for many things. They sacrifice it for the identities that they're using as the neighbors. They sacrifice it for the identities they're using as relatives. They sacrifice this for identities associated with businesses and corporations. You know, wagers and ledgers and contract agreements, all that stuff. Like these hoes want it all. And so you have to critically think about this statement that I just made, you know, about the one that does put the stuff back, because you know these are all Satanists. No one is any different than the other. It's just a matter of how things are being orchestrated, you know, and what they're trying to get out of. It's a lot of thought, a lot of calculations that goes into these type of things. So when something reappears, I'm always skeptical about what's taking place. They tore all that shit up on the 4th. They also have my uncle show up at the bus transit on the 4th. When he saw me, he ran in the opposite direction as I approached. His bus was about to leave, but when he see me, he did not have the reaction that he normally has. And I have not seen him in 3 years. And they've been cursing and spelling an entire fucking lot about it. And, you know, making all kinds of threats. I'm firm with where I stand. You know, like I've made myself clear. But anyhow, when I asked the guy in the property room, they suggested that I just gotten out of jail again, of course, because there's only one other time that I've been to the property room. You know, that one other time was when I got out of jail on the 16th of December, 2020. And, you know, hold on. When I asked him, you know, I don't have phone service right now, and that's kind of like they've been doing some shit with that too, you know, as far as quick Q-Link goes, you know, like they've been kind of spinning me with my application and saying that they require information that they've already gotten. And they stole, you know, I brought a SIM card kit, and this is like it's crazy. So I don't have a phone. I recently used the phone once and spent 2 hours in that area at the library. Like, I didn't even know they had a payphone. So it was convenient. Excuse me, it was convenient for the 1-800 call, but the other call was a paid call. And yeah, so I couldn't call Officer Pence Pay back. And when I asked the guy in the property room, he didn't know. And when he looked it up in the system, he said, no, it doesn't say anything. It just says found. And I was like, okay, and he asked me to inventory it before taking off. And that was that.